Hello, welcome to the Bronze Age Monsters bonus show. This is a show that we make every week for our loyal patrons. That's you, if you're watching this. And so, yeah, we talk about a devil movie that hopefully that us and hopefully you who are watching have been watching along on our Discord every week. This week we watched the Mondo documentary. It was called White Angels, Black Angels, I think, in the original one, but the Americanized version was called Witchcraft 70. That's what's best known for in the English-speaking language. And so, yeah, we watched this. We have a lot to say about it, and it was a really fun watch-along. And so, yeah, we're just going to jump into that.
Yes, that was a fun watch-along. So, as I mentioned before, I think on the message boards and stuff, I was on a guy's weekend, so a lot of playing cards, a lot of cocktails, a lot of eating meat that was grilled, and a lot of grass for me. So I stepped away from that party and just hopped on to watch this movie with you guys, and I was pretty high, but I had a great time watching it with y'all.
Yeah, it was fun.
So like you said, this was called White Angels, Black Angels in its original release in Italy. And that's a better title for what the original film was, because it comes up once in the VO, but like the original one was more of that true kind of mondo, like our crazy world, like different practices around the world of different occult, beliefs. So I watched the Witchcraft 71 today, which was completely different. First of all, they wiped the audio. The one we watched had a British VO dubbed into it. All the interview participants were dubbed into English, which was fun in a goofy way. And again, it was kind of more rounded. And the American one was way more like zeroed in on the Spawn Ranch, Youth of America, shit's going sideways, like negative scare stuff. It was a little bit shorter, like 10 minutes shorter than the one we watched. So
the one that we watched was the Italian one.
Yes, we watched the Italian one that was dubbed for European audiences.
Okay.
There was an American one that was made specifically American by distributors that was more rock and roll, psychedelic, hippie scare film. And I thought that I would enjoy it more because of that. But the problem was, like I said, they wiped the audio. And Piero Umiliani did the score for the Italian one, even the dubbed one. And there was amazing music in it, like crazy cool music. The American one had none of that.
Really?
This had some spooky music for the VO. And when they show the satanic ritual at the end, where it's all like hidden camera, long view of people like drinking acid wine and cavorting. Yeah. There was like, and it says like you couldn't hear the audio from this hidden camera until like the rights were particularly frenzied, and you just hear like this Jimi Hendrix like Band of Gypsies freak out. But the rest of it was like library music, really fucking lame.
That's boring.
Yeah, I was shocked by how boring the American lascivious version was compared to the original European one. So let's talk about the European one.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm assuming most people are familiar with Mondo docs. I mean, they're an entire genre unto themselves. Started in the early 60s, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And we're probably more straight docs like, oh, weird shit happens in the world, right? Let us show you some of that.
Yeah, and in TV, it became In Search Of and Unsolved Mysteries, just stuff like that. But in the day, it was you had to go to the theater to see the stuff.
Yeah, and so I feel like, you and I have talked about this. I feel like they were probably more actual documentaries in the early days. And by the time it gets to the late 60s and the 70s, a lot of it is staged. A lot of it is just, I mean, there's a good argument that I don't know how much is staged in every documentary, probably a lot. Well, so yeah, but at this point, by the time this had come out, I mean, they're much more shock oriented. Yes. They're probably a lot more fake. And, but that shit's mixed in. And so this was kind of like a a tour around the world that we thought was just going to be like Satan and witchcraft stuff. By the second half of this film, it was just like, religion's weird, right? We're just going to show you a bunch of weird religious stuff. It ended up with like, it was like Presbyterian faith healing or shit at the end, where we're just like,
and stuff.
yeah, I was just like, no, this is fucked up, but this is not witchcraft. This is not Satan. Yeah. This is white bread bullshit. And so that was a little disappointing. It's like the documentary seemed to run out of gas a little bit at the end. It was front loaded with a lot of like, I mean, we saw a goat's throat being cut over a person, which was, but yeah, didn't expect that. We try to look, we watch a lot of these on watch along. And so, we watch these with a lot of our friends, and we don't want, some of our friends or particularly sensitive friends to see things that, so we try and warn people about stuff. The IMDb said nothing about this goat sacrifice, which both you and I look.
Yeah.
And so that was a bummer.
Yeah. But there was no trigger warning, no content, whatever stuff that you can find on IMDb usually.
It's like no. And you go on to the parental guide or whatever on IMDb, and it tells you everything that you need to know. So you can tell people ahead of time. So yeah, if you didn't watch this and were, shocked and traumatized on our watch along, there's some actual kind of animal sacrifice stuff that is pretty brutal. And, but yeah, like you said, I mean, it kind of goes through satanic stuff more in the beginning, like just rituals. There's a marriage. There's and I think the thing that you and I liked about the dubbed version is just that it's a dubbed documentary.
Yeah.
Which and I know that doesn't sound off when you say it, but when you actually watch it, you're just like, oh, this is just, they're just saying whatever. Like, these are jokes. Like, half of these seem like jokes.
Yeah.
Like, they're just overdubbed, like, oh, isn't that crazy? And like you expect like Looney Tunes sounds or something to be dubbed over these things.
Indeed, clock.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a Mr. Show sketch that we reference often where it's
wacky religious beliefs.
Bloopers and outtakes, whatever that fucking show that was hosted by Dick Clark and Ed McMahon. I want to say.
I think it was, yeah.
But it was just like bloopers, outtakes, hidden camera jokes, stuff like this. This was the late 80s to the early 90s. And Mr. Show did a wonderful lampooning of that about world religion, treating it the same way, like this kind of just
trick or treat.
Absolute lack of deference to other cultures, and making fun of that. And this kind of did that.
It really did. Like, I just kept thinking about that sketch because in the beginning you're like, oh yeah, this is just, satanic panics. It's just like, oh my God, Satanists are scary and they like to fuck. And yeah. So, and you're just like, oh, okay, this is sensationalism. We've seen this a bunch this season, watching all these Satan movies. And yeah, the first half was like that, but then it just started going into, just like Haitian beliefs and not like super, voodooed out shit that we would think to see. Like, a lot of these were just like rituals and rites and stuff and just like religious practices. A lot of this was. And to where we're just like, is this weird? Is this Satan-y? This doesn't seem Satan-y.
So was the, I didn't get to watch the entire original European version again, but in the American one, the voodoo stuff was very zombie focused. Do you remember that from the original one? Like,
I don't think that was
all the rights and stuff were basically trying to get approval of the zombie, and
that wasn't.
It alluded to the fact that like if you win the zombie's approval, like it will take out your enemies. That wasn't in there, right?
No, that was not in there.
So it's quite a trade off. Like way more exploitative in the American version, but no cool music. And I love the music. Like,
that music is great, and there is a soundtrack.
Yeah. I saw one on Discogs for $81 on vinyl.
Yeah, there's one. I was following links. There's one on Amazon for $60, I think. I mean, it's not going to be cheap, but there is a newer pressing of vinyl on this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would almost buy it.
If it was under 50, if it was under 40, I would buy it.
Yeah. So Otherwise, I'm looking for a digital version because for free on a blog. Because
well, please share that with all of us if you find that.
Great fucking soundtrack. My favorite part, honestly.
Oh, it was so good. All the cues were great. All the songs were great. Yeah, and that's the thing we should say. Like, there's an actual theme song, like in the beginning of this.
Oh my God.
By like a Shirley Bassey-esque
Not
singer.
at all in the other version, by the way.
Yeah.
Not even,
really? Oh, that's
nothing like that.
That is so lame.
The soundtrack is entirely elaborate. They literally just bought the rights to this thing, swiped the audio, dubbed everything over again, and just stuck in like library music.
Oh, that's such a bad trade.
But they did make it more sinister and more sleazy. But I don't know. Like, I think when I rented the 99-cent version from Prime, I feel like it was the actual true Italian version with subtitles when we tried to watch it the first time. So I kind of want to see it that way, but I don't know if I want to revisit it a third time.
I don't know. I have digital credits, so I think I might do that and check it out.
So yeah, some of the interesting stuff was like, I believe in a Southern Italian woman whose child had been killed by a vehicle or riding a motorcycle. And so she channels him. His name's Alberto. And he is basically a heretical, like the Vatican was like, this lady needs to stop like conducting these mini masses where do you remember this guy? Where there's a frame picture of her son and she was like speaking in his blah blah, and like people could ask questions about their children who had died in car wrecks, and
so weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all, but it was so strange.
And a bunch of stuff like I'd never heard of, like someone was becoming like a voodoo queen or something, or some Brazilian something, and they were shaving her head, and she had been fasting and had only like tobacco, water, and like cornmeal for like a week to prepare herself, and like she was supposed to drink the slurry of tobacco. This might have been only the American version, but like to heighten all of her senses, so when this rite happened, that she would be prepared, and she became like the new leader of the coven. I think in both versions everyone said coven, which I had never heard outside of an American movie.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Honestly, I never heard coven.
I've never heard anyone
movie.
say coven. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. So one thing that I loved is that a lot of these took place in Brazil, and in our watch along, there was an actual Brazilian who was living in Rio de Janeiro.
What's up, lady?
Right? Oh no, it's not Brazil. It's Argentina. Yeah.
Oh well, there was something in Brazil.
Yeah, there was something in Brazil, but Letty was in Argentina, and there was some that were in.
Letty's in Brazil.
I thought Letty's in
Rio de Janeiro.
Am I wrong?
I'm ill or something.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Wow,
I can assure you.
Okay, I'm getting so confused. But yeah, she was saying like, "What is this shit? What are they talking about?" Like, yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, good red flag that a lot of this was made up. So yeah, as far as like between the two, I made it clear that the American drive-in version I liked the creepy, sinister exploitation element of it more, but man, wiping Piero Umiliani's soundtrack was a bad misstep, because that's half of my joy of this thing was crazy music cues.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's a deal breaker for me. I would not watch that. No, that.
I did like some of the. I'm assuming phony. Like, who knows? You know, I can't. You'd have to probably buy something weird DVD and watch some soundtrack from somebody who knows something. But like, how much of this is phony? I think it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I think a lot of stuff is taken out of context.
Yeah.
So it's like, this rite is this, and they're saying like, well, this person's marrying her husband in the Church of Satan, and so the leader of the group gets to do prima nocta with whatever it is, so that fuck her first. I think a lot of that's just written in.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's just fake as shit. So yeah,
it's worth mentioning that Anton LaVey does make an appearance as himself, and he seems like a douchebag.
Yeah, he does. Even though I loved the dubbed voice they gave him in the
Yeah.
Italian version was fucking great.
Yeah.
Because it's terrible. He just sounds like a little pipsqueak talking.
Yeah.
And yeah, which I mean is not his real voice, but I wanted to imagine it was his real voice. It was pretty funny.
So in the one we watched together, was there a state trooper in California being interviewed about all this stuff?
I don't remember
Because he
that.
featured largely in the American version.
No, I don't remember.
Like
that
he's
at
leaning
all.
against the hood of his car, like on in the San Francisco Bay, and he's just like
No.
smoking dope and blah blah. And then the parents start smoking dope, and then they get interested in Satanism, and it's just gonna spread.
No.
Okay, they might have actually shot something new then.
Huh. Something fake.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. Probably not even a goddamn state trooper. Not
Yeah,
even a
probably
chip.
not. But yeah, I mean, I know I only watched the version we watched on the watch along, and I thought it was great. I mean, it's wildly uneven and probably fake, but the music just made it. Without the music, I don't think I would like it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have.
I enjoyed it much less without it.
Yeah,
The version on YouTube, if you dig around, it's not easy. Actually, if you just search Witchcraft 70 full movie on YouTube, which would normally find you this film, I found it, but I scrolled down like 20, 25 entries and found like the name is like late 60s, early 70s Satan movie documentary Witchcraft.
yeah. How the hell is the copyright still being enforced on this thing?
No idea.
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, the version on YouTube is pretty terrible too.
It's very soft and it has a not for commercial use watermark in the bottom right hand corner for the whole thing. Actually, that's a good way to find it, but folks, if you if you want to watch it, do the search terms and just scroll down till you find the one that has a thumbnail with that in the as a watermark. I think it's worth watching.
I do too. Yeah, I mean, I'm not giving it an enthusiastic claw up, but it's still a claw up for me. If the music wasn't in it, it would definitely be sideways.
Yeah, it's a hard sideways leaning down, but yeah, if we were just talking about Witchcraft 70, the actual American film, I would have said sideways. But the thing we experienced, it's funny what they cut out of the American one. Like, there's no Hare Krishnas, there's no Presbyterians, no faith healing, no whatever. Like, that's all cut out. It's just like brown people.
Yeah, aren't brown people weird? What are
Scary?
Their beliefs are scary. No, that's what America does.
So Witchcraft 70, I would give a sideways as a just being exploitation trash. But the one we actually watched, which was White Angels, Black Angels, I would give a thumb up just because soundtrack, seeing some, I'm sure a lot of it's fake, but the stuff that isn't, just seeing different cultural things captured on film. I'm just a documentary nut. So
Yeah.
even if a lot of it's fake, just the idea of a public that wants to see something else was fun. So, yep, thumb up for me for that.
Claw up. So yeah, no antidote, no anything like that. So okay, so
although I do have one supplemental.
Okay.
If I didn't like this film, which I did,
Yeah.
I would say check out Jack Parsons' Jet Propelled Antichrist from 2006. It's a 47-minute documentary about Jack Parsons, the inventor who was deeply involved in the occult and sex magic and all kinds of crazy fucking black magic. And it's like science plus black magic is fascinating to me. So,
oh yeah, he's basically the reason that we got to the moon.
yeah,
Like, like his importance in rocket technology cannot be under. It's like him and Werner von Braun are basically the two big guys in that. So yeah, but no, he's an incredible figure. I have a bunch of books on him and I love him. And I think I've seen that one that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I've seen it before too, and I don't know when I got into him. I think it was way after you guys all did, like everybody I know. But he's fascinating. Like, just the idea that someone was interested in science and the occult to me is fascinating. It seems so, incongruous, but I guess it's not. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, check that out. You can find that for free online if you look around.
Okay, well, we had a bit of a kerfuffle with our rolls.
Perfect word.
We've been trying to do our rolls, channeling the Dark Lord at the end of our watch-alongs, which has been really fun. Matt was on vacation and pretty high. I was probably just high, and so not on vacation. And so, yeah, we fumbled with the rolls, I think, for like at least 10 minutes until one of our good friends, Jason Feinstein, was just like, you guys can do this on your own, right? I like that he's also on the East Coast, so it's like 1 o'clock for him. He's like, yeah, you guys got to do this your own. Which I thought was awesome.
You don't want to watch me folder dive for a text doc.
Yeah, because that's movie making
good content right there.
Yeah. So all right, so we rolled twice. Rolled something, we had already seen it, and then I rolled again. And I rolled a 6, which takes us into the sub basement. So you have that list, Andy?
I do. The 666 wild card list.
Okay, 666 wild card list. All right, here we go. 6.
Fear no evil. Taken.
Okay, one more time. 4.
Ooh, The Black Cat. And this is the 30s movie. So
really,
I threw this in as a relief.
Oh, we kind of need it.
Kind of, yeah. 1934. Starring Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, David Manners, John Carradine, Lucille Lund.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I threw a couple of reliefs in here, just kind of like, hey, guys, you've earned this.
We have earned it.
So, yeah, I'm excited. I've never seen it either, by the way.
I think I have. I think I have, but it'll be nice to watch it again. So, yeah, we'll be watching that on our watch-along. Check our socials, and we'll see. That should be all scheduled, probably just the Sunday after this is released. And we normally go at 7:30 on our Discord. If you're watching this and you're not on our Discord, please join. It's super fun. And you just join at least to do the watch-alongs with us, which will be great. We're trying to convince some people that haven't done it, people like Brad Elmore, to join us because he really does need to.
And so, Michael,
yeah, we need to have Michael and Brad come on for that because I think it would be really fun. But yeah, we'll
you
pressure
could probably
other
actually
people
get them to come on for a good movie like A Golden Age.
Like the Black Cat? Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's good. So we'll make sure and let them know. But yeah. So that's the bonus show for this week. My lovely co-host vacated once I got up to look for dice.
Sorry.
So I will just say my normal line, which is until we meet again. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Yeah.